Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to our shared space here at English in Daily Life. It's Emma here, and as always, I am so grateful that you've chosen to spend a part of your day with us. We aren't just here to learn vocabulary or grammar rules. We're here to connect, to share stories, and to find the rhythm of the language in the things that matter most.
Beautifully said, Emma. And hello, everyone. I'm Ethan. I have to say, sitting here today, I feel a real sense of peace. How are you feeling, Emma?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you, Ethan. There is something about the topic we chose for today that just warms my heart before we even begin. It feels grounding.
I know exactly what you mean. We're diving into a subject that is essentially the bedrock of who we are. Today, we are talking about family.
Family. It's such a small word for such a massive concept, isn't it? It's complex, it's messy, it's beautiful, and it's deeply important. But before we get lost in the stories, I just want to gently remind everyone tuning in, if this conversation resonates with you, if you feel a connection to our stories, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's a small gesture, like a digital wave hello, but it helps us keep these conversations going.
Absolutely. We really do cherish having this community. So, Emma, shall we open the door to our personal lives a little bit? Let's talk about family.
Let's do it. Ethan, I want to start by asking you something a bit deeper. When you close your eyes and think of the word family, not just the people, but the feeling, what comes up for you? Why does it matter so much?
That is such a profound question to start with. You know, for me, the world can sometimes feel very loud and demanding. We wear these masks when we go to work or when we're out in public. But family, my family, is my safe harbor. It's the one place where I can take the mask off. It's where I am loved not for what I do, but just for existing. It's that unwavering support where I know no matter how badly I mess up, they are still standing there for me.
A safe harbor. I love that imagery. It resonates so much with me. I often think of my family as my foundation, like the roots of a tree. They are the reason I can stand tall. They were my very first teachers, long before I ever stepped into a classroom. They taught me the curriculum of life, kindness, the value of hard work, and perhaps most importantly, how to laugh even when things are tough.
Yes, exactly. It's rarely the big lectures, isn't it? It's those silent lessons. They teach us simply by living their lives in front of us. It's effortless in a way. And like you said about laughing, it's about having people who amplify your joy when you're winning, but who also provide that cushion of comfort when you fall.
Precisely. It's like having a dedicated team that is permanently on your side.
A team. That is the perfect word for it. It gives me such strength. When I'm facing a dilemma, just knowing I can pick up the phone and talk to them changes everything. Even if they don't have the solution, and let's be honest, sometimes they don't, just the act of them listening helps me organize my own thoughts.
It's the power of being heard. And beyond the support, it's the tapestry of memories, isn't it? The history you share.
Oh, the memories are everything. From the time I was a tiny child up until this very morning. Every holiday, every milestone, every random Tuesday. Those memories are precious because they are the evidence of that connection. It makes me feel like I truly belong somewhere. That deep sense of belonging is rare.
It is. And I think it's important to acknowledge that family isn't just there for the highlight reel. They are the ones who walk us through the dark valleys too. They teach us resilience.
That's so true. My parents have this mantra, try your best, and if you fail, try again. It sounds simple, but hearing that over and over again built this resilience in me.
That's a beautiful lesson to carry. My family taught me the value of presence, just being in the same room. We don't even have to be talking, just sharing the space, knowing we are together. That is enough.
I love that. The comfort of silence with someone you love. It really boils down to unconditional love, doesn't it? Being loved for who you are, flaws and all.
It provides a security that nothing else can match. So let's paint a picture for our listeners. Who are these people we are talking about? Ethan, introduce us to the cast of characters in your life. Tell us about your parents and siblings.
With pleasure. So first, there's the heart of our home, my mom, Maria. If I had to describe her in 2 words, they would be kindness and patience. She has this incredible warmth. And she expresses her love through food. She loves to cook, and honestly, her dishes are the best thing I've ever tasted. The kitchen is her kingdom.
I can almost smell the cooking just by the way you describe it. And your dad?
My dad is Robert. He's the energy of the house. He's incredibly funny, always the one crocking jokes to Leighton or Mute. But he's practical too. He's a fixer. If something is broken in the house, give it to Robert and it'll be working again in an hour.
A kind cook and a funny fixer. That sounds like a wonderful balance. And you're not an only child, right?
No, I have a partner in crime, my younger sister, Lara. She's such a unique soul. She's incredibly artistic. She sees the world in colors and shapes that I miss. She paints these beautiful pictures. She's smart, sharp, and creative. We used to play for hours as kids, and even now, the dynamic is just easy when we visit.
That sounds lovely. A creative sister to round out the group. Now, does that closeness extend to the wider family? Aunts, uncles?
Oh, absolutely. We are a big tribe. On my mom's side, she has 2 sisters, so I have 2 aunts there. My dad has a brother, so I have an uncle there. And the cousins, it's a small army. I think I have about 10 cousins. So you can imagine, when we have family gatherings, it is not a quiet affair. It is loud, chaotic, and full of energy.
But it's a good kind of loud, right?
The best kind. We call it fun noise.
Fun noise. I know exactly what you mean. It sounds delightful. My family setup has some similarities, but a different flavor. My parents are Jane and Tom. My mom, Jane, she is a force of nature, very energetic and hyper-organized. She finds her peace in the garden or with a book. She's always moving, always growing things.
And your dad, is he high energy too?
Actually, he's the opposite, which works perfectly. My dad, Tom, is very calm, very thoughtful. He's a history buff and loves helping people. He grounds us.
An energetic mom and a calm dad, the perfect yin and yang. And siblings?
I have one older brother, Ben. He's the athlete of the family. He lives for sports, especially soccer. And true to the older brother stereotype, he's very protective of me, but in a really sweet, supportive way. He's always looked out for me since we were little.
That's classic, the protective big brother. And what about the extended clan? Is it as big as mine?
Oh, it rivals yours for sure. It's quite large. My mom has an uncle, so I have an uncle and 2 aunts on her side. But my dad, he has 3 sisters, so that's 3 aunts just on his side. And the cousins, I think we are sitting at around 15, maybe more.
15 cousins. Wow. That is a full classroom of people just in your family.
It really is. Keeping track of names can be a memory test sometimes. But honestly, despite the size, we're very close. We all grew up together, woven into each other's lives. And because there are so many of us, our traditions have become these massive, joyful events.
I can only imagine. Speaking of traditions, Emma, with a family that size, you must have some incredible celebrations. How do you handle holidays?
Oh, holidays are a production, let me tell you. We have a few traditions that are non-negotiable for us, but the biggest one, the one I look forward to all year, is Christmas Eve dinner. It's not just a meal, it's a reunion. Every December 24th, the entire family, I'm talking the aunts, the uncles, the 15 cousins, grandparents, everyone squeezes into my parents' house.
The whole family under one roof? That sounds intense and amazing. What is the atmosphere like?
It's magic. My mom and aunts spend the entire day cooking, so the house smells like spices and roasting meat. Then, after this huge feast, we all gather around the Christmas tree to exchange gifts. But there's a catch. Before we can open anything, my dad has to read a Christmas story from this incredibly old and tattered book he has.
Really? A story time tradition?
Yes, it's an old tradition from his side of the family. He sits there, very serious and calm amidst the chaos, reading this story. It centers us.
That sounds incredibly charming. It adds such a layer of nostalgia. Do you guys do the music thing? With that many people, surely someone sings.
Oh, inevitably. After the gifts, we sing Christmas carols. My uncle brings his guitar, and we just all sing. Some of us better than others. It's cozy, it's warm, and it feels like home. But Ethan, surely with your family living on a farm background, you must have some unique traditions too.
We do. Our big one is actually Thanksgiving. In November, we pack up and drive to my grandparents' house. They live on a farm.
A farm? That sounds delightful. A real escape from the city.
It is. It's a bit of a drive, but totally worth it. The air is different there. My grandma makes this massive turkey dinner with every side dish you can imagine. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation in the kitchen. But my favorite part happens after the food. We all go outside to the field behind the house and play a huge game of football.
A family football match? That sounds active.
It is. Everyone plays. Even my grandpa jumps in sometimes. It's the best way to burn off the turkey and stay warm in the November chill. And then as the sun goes down, we light a big bonfire.
A bonfire? Oh, a bonfire? Oh, stop. That sounds magical.
It really is. We sit around the fire, roast marshmallows, and just tell stories. It's a tradition that started way back with my grandparents, and we've kept it alive.
That sounds like a scene from a movie. The firelight, the stories, I can just picture it. But traditions don't always have to be these big yearly events, right? Do you have any smaller weekly rituals?
Definitely. We need those little things to keep us connected during the busy weeks. For us, it's Sunday pizza night. Every Sunday, without fail, my parents and I order pizza and watch a movie together.
I love the simplicity of that.
Me too. It's simple, but I love it. It's our designated time to just decompress, relax, and be together before the new week starts.
That is wonderful. A cozy reset button. My family has something similar, but it's for New Year's Day. Every single year on January 1st, we go for a long walk together in the park near our house. It feels like taking the first step of the year together. A fresh start.
A walk on New Year's Day. That sounds so peaceful. It's symbolic, isn't it? Walking into the future together.
It is. And speaking of doing things together, aside from these set traditions, what does a normal weekend look like for you guys? What activities do you actually share?
Well, cooking is a big one, as you can imagine with my mom. Especially on weekends, the kitchen becomes the social hub. My mom loves experimenting with new recipes, and we all sort of naturally fall into roles to help her.
Like a kitchen assembly line?
Exactly. My dad is the designated vegetable chopper, my sister Laura sets the table and makes it look artistic, and I'm usually on mixing duty. It's fun. We learn new skills, but mostly we just chat while we work.
Cooking is such a bonding experience. You're creating something together. What's on the menu usually?
It changes all the time. Sometimes we go full Italian, sometimes Mexican, or just classic American comfort food. It really depends on my mom's mood. But the rule is, no matter what we cook, we always sit down and eat it together at the big dining table. No TV, just us.
That creates such a distinct sense of community. For us, we try to get out of the house. My family loves nature, so we're big on hiking. We're lucky to live near some national parks, so we hit the trails often. Sometimes it's just a casual walk, sometimes a long trek, but we just love breathing that fresh air among the trees.
That sounds so refreshing and healthy. I bet the conversations are different when you're walking in the woods versus sitting at home.
They are. We talk about everything and nothing all at once. We point out birds, strange plants. It's a way to be fully present with each other, away from screens.
Being present, that's the key. We also try to do that with game nights.
Oh, I am a huge fan of game nights. Please tell me your family gets competitive.
Competitive might be an understatement. We play board games like Monopoly or Scrabble. Or just cards. And yes, it gets loud. But it's a happy loud, if that makes sense. It's all in good humor, but everyone wants to win.
Happy loud. I'm going to steal that phrase. I know that sound well. My family channels that energy into sports. We love watching games on TV together. When our favorite team is playing, we are all squeezed onto the sofa with snacks, cheering at the screen.
That shared excitement is infectious. It bonds you. Do you ever go to the actual games?
Not very often, but when we do, it's electric. But Ethan, amidst all the hiking and cheering, some of my favorite moments are the quietest ones.
Like what?
Just sitting. In the evenings after dinner, sometimes we just sit in the living room and talk. We talk about the news, our day, or just tell stories. It's so simple, but those moments of pure connection are the best.
I completely agree. We often think we need to plan these grand events to bond, but connection happens in the gaps, in the quiet moments.
Absolutely. Oh, and one other thing we love to do, we volunteer together. We sometimes help at the animal shelter or clean up the local park.
Wow, Emma, that is fantastic. Giving back as a family unit, that is truly inspiring. It teaches such great values.
It feels good to do it together. Now, Ethan, let's shift gears to something a bit more adventurous. We've talked about the day-to-day, but what about when the family goes on the road? Family vacations. Do I ever? When I look back at my childhood, the memories that shine the brightest are often from our family trips. There is one specific summer that always comes to mind. We packed up the car and drove down to a beautiful beach town called Clearwater down in Florida. I must have been around 10 years old at the time.
Clearwater. Even the name sounds inviting. Florida has that distinct warm sunshine. What did you guys get up to down there?
It was pure bliss. We rented this quaint little house that was just steps away from the sand. Our days were so simple, dictated entirely by the sun and the tide. We would wake up and go straight to the beach every single morning. We built these massive, sprawling sandcastles, elaborate ones with moats and towers. And the water, it was so warm and crystal clear. But my favorite part? My brother Ben and I would run around trying to catch these tiny little crabs scurrying in the sand. We were so fast, or at least we thought we were.
Catching crabs. That is such a quintessential childhood beach memory. It sounds like you were living in a postcard.
It really felt like it. And the evenings were just as special. We would walk along the pier right as the sun was dipping below the horizon, painting the sky in these incredible oranges and purples. We'd stop to eat fresh seafood, laughing with our sticky, salty skin. It was just perfect, a truly relaxing escape. But what about you, Ethan? Does your family lean towards the beach, or are you more adventure seekers?
We definitely have a bit of both, but if I had to pick the absolute best vacation, it would be the total opposite of your sunny beach. My favorite memory is from a trip to the mountains in Colorado. It was deep winter and the world was just buried under a thick blanket of snow.
Oh, wow. From the hot sands of Florida to the snowy peaks of Colorado. That is a stark contrast. What did you do in all that snow?
Well, we went skiing. Or I should say we attempted to ski. It was actually my very first time on skis, and I'll admit I was terrified. I remember standing at the top of the bunny hill, legs shaking, but my dad, being the patient man he is, stayed right there with me, teaching me how to stop and turn. Meanwhile, my sister Laura, she was a natural. She zipped down the hill immediately, looking like a pro.
Of course she did. There's always one sibling who gets it right away, isn't there?
Exactly. I spent half the time face down in the snow, but we laughed so hard about it. Falling was just part of the fun. And the best part was after the skiing. We stayed in this cozy little wooden cabin that had a real fireplace.
That sounds like the definition of cozy.
It really was. Imagine coming in from the freezing cold, cheeks all red, and sitting by a crackling fire. We would drink hot chocolate and play card games for hours. It was that feeling of warmth, both from the fire and from just being together, that stuck with me.
That sounds absolutely idyllic, Ethan. A winter wonderland. Did you guys ever build a snowman?
Oh, you bet we did. A huge one. We went all out. We raided the kitchen for a carrot to use as a nose, and we found stones for the eyes. It was a total team effort. But not all our trips were picture perfect. We had some, let's call them, learning experiences.
Oh, do tell. I sense a funny story coming.
Well, there was this one time we decided to go camping in a national park. Now, camping can be an adventure on its own, but we made it much harder than it needed to be. We arrived a bit late, so we were trying to set up our tent while the sun was going down. It was getting dark fast.
Setting up a tent in the dark is never a good recipe.
Never. My dad was trying to read the instructions by flashlight, but he got confused and put the poles in completely the wrong places. We stepped back to look at our work, and the tent looked bizarre. It was leaning heavily to one side, looking like it was about to collapse.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa, but make it a tent.
Exactly. We laughed until our sides hurt. It looked so sad and strange. Eventually, my mom stepped in and figured it out. We still call it the Leaning Tent of Ethan's family. It's one of those disasters that becomes a cherished memory.
Those are honestly the best kind. The moments when things go wrong are often the ones we talk about for years. It reminds me, since we're on the topic of funny mishaps, do you have any other fail moments that just make you crack up?
Oh, I have a classic one. It makes me laugh every single time I think about it. It was my dad's birthday one year, and my sister and I, bless our hearts, we decided we were going to bake him a cake from scratch. We were kids, and we truly thought we were master bakers.
Uh-oh, I can see where this is going. What went wrong?
Well, we followed the recipe, mostly, but somehow we messed up the measurements and put in way too much baking powder. We put it in the oven, and when we took it out, Emma, it was monstrous. It had exploded upwards. It looked like a giant lumpy mushroom.
A mushroom cake. That is hilarious. Was it even edible?
Technically, yes, but the texture, it was so fluffy and tasted a little chemical. But my dad, he's such a good sport. He laughed so hard. He told me it was the most unique cake he had ever received. It was a total culinary disaster, but a very funny one.
That is priceless. Unique is such a polite dad word for what is this? I love that. My family has a funny story too. From a Christmas morning a few years back. It involves my younger cousin who was about 5 years old at the time.
5 is such a fun age for Christmas. The excitement is on another level.
It really is. He opened a gift and found a big toy car. He was over the moon, but he was so excited, so impatient to play that he didn't even wait for us to take it out of the packaging. He put the box on the floor with the car still inside it and tried to drive the box.
Wait, he drove the box?
Yes, he was pushing the cardboard box with his feet, making engine noises and trying to steer the cardboard corners. He was so caught up in the joy that he genuinely thought the box was the car. The whole room just stopped and watched him, and then we all erupted in laughter.
That is absolutely adorable. The box was the car. It just shows how pure a child's imagination is.
It was so innocent and determined. We still tease him about it now that he's older. But you know, amidst the laughter and the trips, there are also those quiet, warm traditions that just signify love. Like for us, whenever it's one of our birthdays, my mom doesn't just buy a gift, she makes our absolute favorite meal.
That is a beautiful tradition. There is something about a meal cooked specifically for you that says, I love you louder than words. It's funny you mention that warmth. I have a very small, specific memory that gives me that same feeling. It's from when I was very little in the garden with my grandma.
Oh, in the garden?
Yes, she was teaching me how to plant flowers. I was trying so hard to help, but I didn't know what I was doing. I took a little plant and buried it in the dirt, upside down, roots in the air, leaves in the dirt.
Upside down? Oh, Ethan, that is precious. Did it survive?
Sadly, no, the flower didn't make it. But the memory isn't about the plant. It's about my grandma. She didn't get mad. She didn't scold me. She just smiled this gentle smile and very softly turned it the right way up. She was so patient with me. It taught me so much about nature, but mostly about kindness. It's a small thing, but it glows in my memory.
That is such a tender story, Ethan. It really highlights how our families shape us in ways we don't even realize until years later. A little upside-down flower teaching you a lifelong lesson about patience.
Exactly. It's funny how that works. Emma, I have to say, this hasn't felt like a standard recording session. It's been such a lovely chat. Thank you for opening up and sharing those wonderful stories with me.
Thank you, Ethan. I feel the same way. It was genuinely great to talk about such a special topic. I feel like I learned so much about you and your family today. It makes the world feel a little smaller, a little warmer.
Me too. And to our amazing listeners tuning in from wherever you are in the world, we hope you enjoyed this episode about family as much as we enjoyed recording it.
We really do. And now we want to turn the microphone over to you. We'd love to hear about your family. Do you have a leaning tent disaster story? Or maybe a special tradition like the Christmas book reading?
Yes, please leave a comment below. Tell us one special thing about your family or a funny memory that makes you laugh. We honestly love reading your messages. It makes us feel like we are all part of one big extended family.
And if this conversation brought a smile to your face, please give this episode a like. And a gentle reminder, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to Easy English Listening Zone. Share this episode with your friends or family who are also on their English learning journey.
Your support really means the world to us. It allows us to keep these conversations going. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. We will see you next time on Easy English Listening Zone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
See you.